Hi, this is Philip McKernan. I'm at Engage today, and I've been interviewing just short interviews with many of the great speakers that have been here this weekend. And this man stole the limelight yesterday. Not to disrespect any of the speakers, but created a pretty significant impact. And quite frankly, I was doing some work, so I missed some of it. So I'm interested in reading your book, which is Unlock the Heart Virtue. Greg's, I'm going to pass over to him in a second, but one of the big things that Greg focuses on is the importance of authenticity. And it's something that I touch on in my work, but I don't specialize in it necessarily. And I just wanted to ask you, Greg, in terms of what are we missing when we can't get in touch with authenticity, or alternatively, how do we benefit from getting into that authentic place?
Well, it's funny, I hear people say all the time, the reason you're in business is to make money. But the funny thing is, there's a lot of people that are in business that make a lot of money, and they end up shutting the business down or destroying it or doing something, quitting their job out of disgust because they're just not fulfilled. So while there's this myth about how you're in business to make money, you're in business to have rewarding experiences in life. And if you're not being authentic about that, what you'll find is you'll destroy the job you have or the work you have or the business you have to go find something that's more authentic. So, there are myths out there about what business is for. You've got a life. And if you're not having a really rewarding experience in your life where you get to make a huge contribution and the value you deliver is extraordinary for your customers, you're going to go find something else to do. So you might as well be authentic right where you are and take a stand for the lifestyle you want in the business you currently have. And that's what we talked about yesterday. And there were some great speakers. I mean, we saw guys get up and talk about having simplicity, saying no, really being clear about what you're good at and what you're not good at and not doing those things. I mean, there's some brilliant speakers up there, and I think authenticity really ran through the entire
I was just going to say that it kind of was running through the whole thing. And just give me, not for me, but for the audience, a sense of maybe one thing to go after authenticity. So people might get it intellectually and go, okay, I get it, I've heard about it. Where do I start? How do I start to get authentic with myself? Because I'm almost so disconnected from the world.
Sure.
How do I start?
Well, there's this segment of really cognitive behaviors, like what do I do and why do I do it? And you want to kind of sly away from that and see if you can get more toward what's meaningful to me. What experience do I want to create? What lifestyle do I want to have? Those are your priorities. And what we talk about in Heart Virtues is that we all have behaviors because we have beliefs, and we have beliefs because we have values. And then people are always talking about their core values in business, but there's something more meaningful than a value, and that's a virtue. Every human being has unique virtues that are so important, they will die for them, and they'll make huge sacrifices for them. So what we want to do is identify what's most meaningful to you, and the one thing that's most meaningful is your heart virtue. It's sort of a raison d'etre, or if we talk about a mission or vision statement, it's what's defining those statements about a human being. So in being authentic, it's figure out what is most meaningful to you. What's the experience you want to create in your business? What are the virtues that are so important? Are they loyalty? Are they honesty, trust, compassion, responsibility, reliability, forgiveness? What are the virtues that you hold most dear? And then design your business. We're seeing all kinds of businesses now that are shooting up out of nowhere because they say, listen, we designed an environment with a lifestyle that was beautiful. I mean, Vishen stands up and he shows his corporate office that looks something like a very inviting nightclub or spa or something. And this is where businesses are going, the REIs of the world, the Zappos, the Googles, where lifestyle and what's meaningful is becoming the new currency.
Absolutely.
So, the question I asked the guys yesterday, I said, when something becomes less valuable out in the marketplace, what happens? It goes away. So what happens when money becomes less valuable in the marketplace? And people get honest themselves about the condition that they have is not working for them.
Well, really what I'm taking from that, and this is just my brain, is getting to a place of self-awareness of what is important to you and your virtues as you talk about, and then living your life from that place, which is authenticity. And the one thing I want to finish it is Greg, is quite often people wonder, are the speakers actually living this, or are they just full of crap? And quite frankly, I don't know Greg very long. I hope to see him again and share the stage with him again maybe someday, but can I share the RV?
Sure.
Yeah, this just blows me away. He actually arrived here with his family in the RV, dog and all, and is parked out of town here. And the reason being is, he didn't want to travel to, and be away from his family, and he wants to live in that authentic place. And he took his family and his home with him, and that just sums the man up.
Not really fond of airports and hotels, and I find that compromises the quality of my life. So, we threw everyone, got my wife and the dog in the RV. We drove up, stopped at Yellowstone, we've been to Banff. I mean, this is just a few hours out of my schedule on vacation to come here and spend some extraordinary time with some really authentic and sincere people.
So your authenticity, he lives it as well. So Greg, listen, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for your time. Really appreciate it. And I would highly recommend you check out, by the way, he has an incredible personal story, Greg Mooers, and thank you for your time.
My pleasure.